Rian Johnson thinks his Star Wars trilogy is going to happen. This is something that came out today. I find it interesting in regards to right around the time that we get to see news that potentially David Weiss and DB Weiss and David Benioff are not going to be writing all of their movies. We find out about this little nugget, like Rian Johnson still over here going like, no, what about me? What about me, you guys? I made a movie. The movie did good, right? Right? What about me? Anyway, yeah, he says here. Oh my God, he killed Star Wars. So Rian Johnson's next movie is this year's Ensemble Knives. Yeah, but anyway. But then he'll be returning to a galaxy far, far away for his new Star Wars trilogy. Much of Johnson's trilogy remains cloaked in secrecy. Yeah, but if anything else that J.J. Abrams had cloaked in secrecy, Rian Johnson took it out back and defecated on it, lit it on fire, recorded it, put it on YouTube. Anyway, in fact, the only thing we know about it is that it's set entirely out of the regular Star Wars mythology. No Skywalkers, no Death Star, no Snoodles. Johnson offered up the tiniest bit of insight. And in an interview with Observer, it says here that he's not going to come out and tell us what the plot of his trilogy is, but he did reveal how he's approaching the films. This is something. How Rian Johnson is approaching something that the vast majority of us who talk about Star Wars on YouTube do not want to see happen. And let me just say here, if it was David, DB Weiss and David Benioff writing a script and Johnson was directing it, I would feel better, because despite what you may think about, D&D, they're still more competent than Rian Johnson. Can we all agree on that one? I think we can. Now he says here, I think that the fun and challenging part of it is to dive in, figure out what's exciting, and then figure out what it's going to be. We're doing something that steps beyond the legacy characters. What does that look like? To me, the blue sky element of it is what's most striking about it. I know the way I'm coming at it, and what's fun about it for everyone in George Lucas's films is figuring out what's the next step. It really makes you think and figure out what the essence of Star Wars is for me and what that will look like moving forward. Well, all we have at this point is to go off of his essence from The Last Jedi. And we know what it's like when he sprays his essence on something that's beloved, like Star Wars. It stinks. We know that. Everything about that movie was just like, what? Really? This made it through committee? Okay. Okay. And now he wants to come in and find the essence of Star Wars in his next movie, his next trilogy, and make it a reality. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't be done. I'm not saying it couldn't be done. It couldn't be good. It could be. Because he's not coming into it. Just to be clear, let's be fair. I want to give him the fair credit that he's a solid director, but he needs a good script. And if he's writing it, we've seen examples now where that doesn't work, so he can't do that. But he also doesn't have to deal with a legacy character. If he's stepping outside of the legacy, what we know, no Skywalkers, no Death Star, probably no Force, then that could be something. But it really does boil down to what is the essence of Star Wars to him. And if The Last Jedi was that, of him being able to play almost completely unabated in this gigantic galaxy-sized sandbox, then I don't necessarily think he's able to find it for a trilogy that he gets to write on his own. Because when you're given the keys to the kingdom, essentially, when you're creating a movie that is meant to be on par with The Empire Strikes Back in regards to setting up the finale with the bad guys in a better position than they were and the heroes kind of on the run, and you give us the slowest car chase in galaxy history where apparently every single asshole has a cloaking device. Everyone has a cloaking device. Even your little escape shuttles have a cloaking device. It's one of it doesn't feel like you know the essence and you know really how to bring it up. That's my take on it. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't think Rian Johnson fully understands what he's talking about when it comes to finding the essence of Star Wars. Because what he likes to do is he likes to troll. Because in his mind, he thinks that is how you get to the heart, is not tell a good story, but target the ones who want to hear a good story. And then you think you've won if half the audience likes it and half the audience hates it. I don't know about you, but when people come watch a video of mine, I'd prefer them to like it than to dislike it. And if they come in and they're angry about it, I'm going to try to figure out why and then not do that again. Johnson, on the other hand, is protected by Kathleen Kennedy. I think we all can agree on that one too. And if Iger is smart, he's just stringing Johnson along to see whether or not he irreparably damaged it. Because I'm telling you this, if the Rise of Skywalker grosses less money than The Last Jedi did, there's no way in hell Johnson is going to be getting anything. Because you could pinpoint the exact moment the franchise broke. And it's literally when Rian Johnson started writing The Last Jedi.